Securing an admission seat at the University of Zimbabwe is the ultimate goal for thousands of students across the country. Looking at these official entry requirements, the traditional path seems clear. You spend 2 years grinding for 15 points in your A-levels, and you qualify for your spot. But the University of Zimbabwe changed the rules for competitive programs like law, medicine, pharmacy, and engineering. They introduced mandatory in-person interviews and psychometric tests. If you have a perfect academic record, this feels incredibly frustrating. Those 15 points no longer guarantee a ticket. They just buy you the right to stand at the starting line. Relying exclusively on your high school transcript is a trap. The interview is the actual selection mechanism now, designed specifically to separate rigid textbook memorization from real-world professional adaptability. At the top of the funnel, a massive pool of applicants pours in. Hitting the 15-point academic baseline, the vast majority are filtered out. The remainder face a final bottleneck, the interview and psychometric filter. Only a handful emerge with an admission offer. To make it through that gap, you face a core trade-off. You must sacrifice the comfort of rehearsed academic answers to project calm, pragmatic resilience. Mastering this behavioral filter is the single highest return on investment for your remaining prep time. Overstudying your syllabus facts will backfire if you fail the personality test. The panel evaluates candidates using distinct categories of questions. The first category tests your logistical and scenario-based problem solving. A common prompt sounds like this. A lecturer assigns a task, but they are unavailable on campus when you need clarification. What do you do? Many applicants fall into a predictable trap here. They invent a highly complex, heroic solution, like tracking down the lecturer's personal phone number, or organizing a study group to reverse engineer the assignment to sound impressive. The interviewers do not want a hero. They are evaluating your baseline initiative, your ability to solve practical problems, and your respect for the academic chain of command. The winning strategy is to outline a simple procedural action. You consult a teaching assistant, or you leave a time-stamped note with the department secretary, and move on. When you sacrifice a dramatic answer for a boring practical one, you prove to the panel that you have the professional maturity to handle real-world academic friction. The second category of evaluation targets personal reflection, often asking about your outside hobbies, past failures, or decisions you regret. High achievers instinctively run toward a fake perfectionist regret. They will claim their biggest flaw is studying too hard or caring too much about their grades. While this protects your pride, it signals a severe lack of self-awareness. The panel immediately sees through the deflection. These questions are actually filtering for stress management, cultural awareness, and your ability to process negative situations without collapsing. To pass this test, admit a genuine, low-stakes mistake, then clearly articulate the specific, actionable lesson you learned from it. Showing calculated vulnerability proves you are coachable. If you want to survive the high-stress environments of pharmacy or law, being coachable is non-negotiable. The final and often most intimidating category is the backup plan stress test. The panel will ask, what will you do if you do not secure a place at the University of Zimbabwe? The trap is feigning absolute certainty that UZ is your only option. Applicants do this to demonstrate loyalty or suggest they are destined for the program. To a panel of seasoned academics, refusing to acknowledge failure does not look like dedication. It looks like emotional fragility and extremely poor long-term planning. Instead, outline a calm, pragmatic backup plan. Tell them you will take a gap year to gain related industry experience, or that you plan to enroll in a secondary institution. Sacrificing that dramatic narrative of destiny proves you possess the resilient, realistic temperament required of a successful professional. Knowing the right answers is only half the assessment. The physical and mental execution inside that interview room carries just as much weight. When a question is asked, take a deliberate 3-second pause. Breathe and think critically before you open your mouth. Amateur applicants do the exact opposite. They feel anxious about the silence and instantly fill it with rapid, unstructured rambling. Rambling to avoid social discomfort actively hurts your chances. You will talk yourself into a corner or accidentally expose a lack of technical knowledge you didn't need to bring up. When you sacrifice the comfort of immediate speech, you buy yourself the time, to deliver the clear, direct, and structurally sound answers that U.S. interviewers demand. Ultimately, you have to reframe your mindset. This interview is a professional conversation to assess mutual fit. It is not a hostile interrogation to be survived. This diagram represents the panel's silent rubric. While they listen to your answers, they are actively checking off unseen boxes for sustained eye contact, conciseness, and calm confidence. As these hidden metrics are met, you achieve the actual goal. You let go of the rigid, defensive posture of a tested student and adopt the open demeanor of a future peer. Projecting this approachable attitude takes significant emotional energy, especially when they put you on the spot with difficult ethical dilemmas. But it is worth the effort. When the panel has to choose between two candidates with identical 15-point transcripts, the seat will always go to the one who demonstrated the emotional intelligence to navigate the room.